Jerome Carter was a 16-year-old boy from the small town of Willow Creek. He lived with his mother, Denise, in a modest house on the edge of town. His father had passed away when he was just 7, leaving his mother to work tirelessly as a waitress to provide for them. Jerome was kind-hearted and hardworking. Even at his young age, he was always looking for ways to help his mother and anyone else in need. He loved fixing things: bikes, lawnmowers, even the occasional broken toaster that neighbors would bring to him. His dream was to become a mechanic, but with their financial struggles, college felt like a distant dream. One warm afternoon, Jerome was riding his old bike back home from the grocery store. The road leading out of town was long and mostly deserted. As he pedaled past an empty stretch of highway, he noticed a shiny black car parked on the side of the road. The car had a flat tire, and a man in a crisp white shirt was standing beside it, looking frustrated. Jerome slowed down, his curiosity piqued. The man, who appeared to be in his mid-40s, was sweating under the sun. His tie was loosened and his sleeves were rolled up. He was fumbling with a car jack, clearly not sure how to use it. Jerome pulled over and called out, "Need some help, sir?" The man looked up, startled. "Oh, yeah, I guess I do. I've never changed a tire before," he admitted with an embarrassed chuckle. Jerome leaned his bike against a tree and walked over. "I can help you. I've done this plenty of times," he said confidently. The man hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "That would be great. I was on my way to an important meeting, but I guess that's not happening now." Jerome got to work. He loosened the lug nuts, jacked up the car, and replaced the flat tire with the spare. The man watched him, impressed by how quickly and efficiently Jerome worked. "What's your name, kid?" the man asked as Jerome tightened the last lug nut. "Jerome," he replied, wiping his hands on his jeans. "What about you?" "Richard Lawson," the man said. "You know, you saved me today. I was stuck out here without a clue." Jerome shrugged. "It's no big deal. Just glad I could help." Richard reached into his wallet and pulled out a $50 bill. "Here, take this. It's the least I can do." Jerome shook his head. "No, sir. I can't take your money. My mom always says you should help people without expecting anything in return." Richard was taken aback. He wasn't used to people refusing money, especially for a good deed. "Well, Jerome, you're a rare kid. I appreciate your help." They shook hands, and Jerome hopped back on his bike. As he pedaled away, he didn't think much of the encounter. To him, it was just another act of kindness. But to Richard Lawson, it was something more. Richard was not just any businessman. He was a millionaire, the owner of a chain of automotive repair shops across the state. The flat tire had been a minor inconvenience, but meeting Jerome had left a deep impression on him. There was something about the boy's humility and willingness to help without expecting anything in return that stayed with him. The next day, Richard couldn't stop thinking about Jerome. He called his assistant and said, "I want you to find out everything you can about a boy named Jerome Carter from Willow Creek." It didn't take long for Richard's assistant to gather information. She told him about Jerome's family situation, his dreams of becoming a mechanic, and the financial hardships he and his mother faced. Richard decided to pay them a visit. It was a Saturday morning when a sleek black car pulled up in front of Jerome's house. Denise was hanging laundry in the backyard, and Jerome was fixing their old lawnmower. When Richard stepped out of the car, dressed casually in jeans and a polo shirt, both mother and son were surprised. "Jerome," Richard called, walking up the driveway. "Do you remember me?" Jerome stood up, wiping his hands. "Of course, Mr. Lawson. What are you doing here?" Richard smiled. "I came to see you, and your mom, too." He turned to Denise. "Ma'am, your son is an extraordinary young man. He helped me out yesterday when I was stuck on the side of the road. He didn't ask for anything in return, and that's rare these days." Denise smiled proudly. "That's just how he is, always helping others." Richard nodded. "Well, I'd like to return the favor. Jerome, I own a chain of auto repair shops, and I'd like to offer you a job at one of them." It's part-time, so you can still focus on school. And when you graduate, I'll pay for your training to become a certified mechanic." Jerome's eyes widened. "Are you serious?" "Dead serious," Richard said. "You've got talent, and I want to help you develop it." Tears welled up in Denise's eyes. "You have no idea what this means to us," she said. Jerome was speechless. He could hardly believe that a simple act of kindness had led to such an incredible opportunity. Over the next few years, Jerome worked at one of Richard's repair shops, learning everything he could. True to his word, Richard paid for Jerome's training, and by the time he was 20, Jerome was a certified mechanic. But that wasn't all. Richard saw leadership potential in Jerome and eventually promoted him to manager of one of his shops. Jerome's life had completely transformed. He was able to buy a new house for his mother, and he even started his own scholarship fund to help other kids in Willow Creek pursue their dreams. Every now and then, Jerome thought back to the day he stopped to help a stranger on the side of the road. He realized that kindness, no matter how small, could change lives in ways he never imagined. And that's the story, guys. I hope you enjoyed this journey as much as I did in creating it. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you never miss a new adventure. And if you really loved it, share this story with your friends and family. Let's spread the word together. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep dreaming, keep believing, and keep exploring. Hope to see you soon. Bye.